Okay, we had the new parts come through from the factory. We'll get them on the car ahead of FP1.
Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and welcome to episode 15 of my F1 2018 career mode. So it's been some time since I uploaded a video, but I was pretty busy with other stuff. But we're back, and today it's going to be the Singapore Grand Prix. In real life it was last week, so we're actually now in the same race as real life. So
I recommend we could go for something like
yeah,
this.
we had some new parts on the car, going and improving the car. We really have a good car now, and we might even start to fight the front runners. Even though this is a career mode, not like the others. So this is based on me, the driver, not the team. So we're not gonna put Toro Rosso as champions. We're just gonna improve the car as much as we can because we're racing for them, and yeah, we'll just see who will sign us then. So I definitely think we can go to Red Bull next season. They are our sister team and they have a pretty good car, but practice sessions were not too good, I have to say. We failed the fuel and ERS practice program, so it wasn't so good, but you know, things can change. The practice programs really looked difficult in this race specifically for some reason, but yeah, we'll see how we do in qualifying.
It's time for us to settle down and the drivers below to get fired up. Once again, welcome to Singapore as we get ready for the green light and the start of what should be a fantastic qualifying session. Now then, Anthony Davidson, you're not getting any younger, but you have been involved in your fair share of qualifying sessions in an illustrious 30-year career. How do you deal with the pressure when you have that one chance to deliver a perfect lap?
It's not so much about dealing with the pressure, it's more about how you approach the risk and just how much of it are you willing to take. You're constantly balancing the car on the edge of grip from braking, cornering and traction, and over the course of a lap it's easy to get that balance wrong, and that's why achieving the perfect lap is almost impossible. As you say, I've been doing this 30 years now and it never gets any easier.
So we went out for our first run in Q1. It wasn't the worst lap, it was pretty good. I give it all as much as I can, and we went fastest there, surprisingly, early in this session. So I decided to go back into the garage and skip the remaining session. And as you can see, there's my teammate who's still going down. We're still pretty high up and basically made it through, so we didn't go for another run. But in the end there you'll see my teammate is going to make a stellar lap. It's going to go in front of us. So what a great day for Red Bull and Toro Rosso. Red Bull make a 1-2 in Q1 and Toro Rosso with a 4-5, which is great. And Bottas didn't make it through. Oh my goodness. He went for the ultra soft and they were too slow and he did not make it through. Oh, so controversial. That almost happened to Lewis Hamilton in the real life Grand Prix, and as you can see, just like real life, the two Williams are really slow compared to the whole field. But Q2 now, this is our one and only lap because then it started raining, as you can see. We make a 37.5, which I was pretty happy with. We are in front of both the Red Bulls, and yeah, as you can see, everyone came in. The rain just continued to increase, and we just skipped to the end of the session, and I think it's going to be full wet for Q3. So we finished P4 there. Pierre Gasly doesn't make it through, which is unfortunate. Great lap from Alonso, by the way, and Leclerc, who qualifies to Q3. That is incredible. And Ricardo surprisingly on Ultrasofts, and Vettel doesn't make it through actually. I just realized that, and I don't know why, but Vettel and Perez do not have a time for some reason. Don't know what happened there. And Raikkonen is on Ultrasofts as well, and Hulkenberg with a really good lap as well. And as you can see, we made one lap on the intermediate, and we made a mistake because we had to go on full wet. We went on intermediate in full wet conditions, so we did not get a really good lap in, and when we actually went back to change the tires and stuff, we didn't have enough time, so that is the lap which is going to make it. And it's last place. We are 3 seconds off P9, and Hulkenberg is on pole. That is what I wanted to do. I wanted to go out early on intermediate tires. That's what Hulkenberg did, because it started off as intermediate conditions, and he got pole. That is his second pole of his entire career. And well, can he actually get a podium in the race? That would be incredible. Would be even better to see it in real life, but I doubt it really.
Obviously, I expected a better
The top 3 teams are too powerful this season. Maybe next season we're gonna see more action. That's what I really want to see. But now it's just a race left, and let's go to the Singapore Grand Prix.
As the sun sets over the South China Sea, the sport that never sleeps is alert and raring to go. Welcome, under the bright lights of the Marina Bay Circuit, to another Singapore Grand Prix. It's a very long, very physical lap, this one, and really there's not much in the way of margin for error. So we have a bit of an endurance race for you tonight. Almost ready to go then. This is what the starting grid looks like for today's race. Great work from Nico Hulkenberg yesterday. Sees him start on pole, with Daniel Ricciardo slotting in alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Roman Grosjean, and Magnussen. Alonso, Leclerc, Raikkonen, and the rookie Ocon, Gasly, Carlos Sainz, and Vettel, Perez, Bottas, Marcus Ericsson, and Stoffel Vanderpool. Sirotkin and Lance Stroll rounds off the grid. And now it's time to head down to the track.
So here we are on the grid. We're starting from P10, and Raikkonen had some penalties there, and he's gonna start right in front of us. So I mean, P10, the team weren't happy with me, but if I get at least P8 or higher, I'm definitely gonna be happy. That's what I said before the race. And well, it's only you guys now to see what happened in the race. Everyone is forming on the grid now. It's counting up to 5 red lights, and it's lights, and away we go. It's a pretty good start compared to the others. We almost overtake Raikkonen there. Maybe we can get him into turn 1. If he didn't leave us any room. Gonna try it into this corner as well. Not even a slight inch of room. And he only leaves room on the exit. But we actually managed to get him. And Leclerc is in P8. Maybe we can get him in that slow Sauber. But Raikkonen might actually get us now into this corner down the inside. We're gonna leave him a slight bit of room. We almost lose the car there on the exit, and Leclerc there going extremely slowly. And as you can see on the minimap, Hulkenberg has a pretty sizable gap already to the field. So who could it be that's holding the whole field up? Because everyone is really going slowly. And we might actually get Leclerc into this corner down the inside. Oh my goodness me, that was disgusting. He did not leave any room. And he has broken our front wing. Yeah, I did not even care how much I actually left some room there. But I was pretty pissed off because of him. As you can see, just trying to find every type of way to overtake him, because now that I have front wing damage, we're going to be a slightly slower than we were. So maybe we're going to get a bit lucky. Maybe we're going to see at least a virtual safety car that might win us a pit stop. As now Raikkonen goes down the inside of us. We just left him too much room. We're too generous compared to the AI, which are just ruthless when it comes to leaving you space. Alonso would be ranting on the radio if it was him, but lap 3 now. Team wants me to change the strategy. We're gonna pit on lap 3 as Ocon there goes straight past us. That's Gasly as well, our teammate. We're not gonna leave him room. Maybe push him there. A bit of contact. We're gonna try and make the switchback, which failed miserably. And we're down to P12 in a matter of 2 corners. And down the inside there goes Sainz, and we could be down to P13 as well, as we collide there with Sainz. He collides with the others as well. Huge pile up, and safety car is out. Safety car is out. This is a miracle for us, even though we caused it. But we now have a free pit stop. We can actually fix our front wing now. As you can see, so many cars in the pits. Maybe we're not gonna get held up. Into the pits we go. Try and fix our front wing as quickly as we can. And we barely get blocked there, which is good. I'm gonna block a couple of cars in the meantime. And we now have a couple of laps behind the safety car. We are now behind Verstappen, who is one of the leaders, so he must have had front wing damage. Or we could actually be fighting for a podium position, because I'm pretty sure he was in front, and he was really in front of us, so he must have had front wing damage and changed the front wing, because his pit stop was pretty long. But lap 5 now, end of lap 5. We're going to restart this race behind the safety car, slowing down the field. Let's hope we can get a good run on Leclerc. And it's green now, and we are racing once again. Not a good run on Leclerc there. We almost smashed into the wall. That's definitely not what we want, but we can go slowly into this corner. The last corner we really gain a lot on the AI. We are using full fuel and full ERS is down the inside we go of Charles Leclerc, leaves us a bit of room, and he's still in front of us. Down the inside into turn 3, I believe this is, and we managed to get him, but he's definitely going to try and get us with his slipstream. And Magnussen's getting into the action as well, and we stick it round the outside. That was pretty good from us. And Alonso looking very vulnerable indeed in P12. Maybe we can get him into the exit. We do have a downforce setup, so we're gonna have a disadvantage into the straights, but we're gonna try and hold it off. Maybe make the switch back. We got a really good run on him. Maybe we can try and do it around down the inside. We actually go. I thought I was gonna go around the outside, but we get a good exit, and we're up to P12, just already 2 positions in 1 lap after the safety car. So Hulkenberg there looking vulnerable as well. So many cars we can overtake, because my tires were feeling incredible compared to theirs probably, but you'll see later in the lap, later in the race, how bad our tires actually become. But we can get a good run into this last corner here, and you can see how big the gap is to the other cars. We're a group of cars, and there's another group there in front. Down the inside of Hulkenberg we go. Bit of contact there with the tires, but we managed to get him pretty cleanly as Ricardo there. He's on soft tires for some reason, so I think he's gonna go till the end of the race on them. And now I know why everyone's bunched up. There's Stroll in front of everyone. Down the inside of Ricardo we try and go, and he sticks sit around the outside and manages to hold his position. So much action is going on here already on lap 7. The half of the race left now, so maybe we can get a good run here like we always do on the cars. Round the outside we decide to go this time. We hold him off a bit there, we touch tires a bit there, but we are now in the points position, and maybe try and block him a bit there. And now the only 2 left are Perez and Stroll. Stroll, I don't think he has pitted yet. Down the side we go of Perez. Maybe we can stick it here. Oh, what a move that was. I was really proud of that one. And we're up to P9. And we're gonna hope it's not gonna be long till we pass Stroll now, who's looking really slow. And maybe try and get him over here. Down the inside maybe. He's just too quick in a straight line, is he? He has that Mercedes engine in the back, and he probably doesn't have a downforce setup. He did leave a bit of room, but we left even more room, and he's probably gonna get us down the inside. Wow, thanks for that, Stroll. And he now has DRS. So Daniel Ricciardo as well. Gonna try and hold off Daniel Ricciardo.
Okay, we lost the position. Try to keep focus.
So we need Ricciardo to pass Stroll to maybe have a chance at overtaking both of them really. But this is a really good corner where we can overtake Ricciardo. We didn't have a good enough run there into the corner. We weren't too close to him, but now we can use some of the slipstream, but he is just too quick into on the straights really. We have a really downforce setup, which we're really gonna gain time only in the corners, but Ricciardo there goes around the outside of Stroll. Well, Lance really leaves him the door open. Looks like he got told from the team, but let's hope we can do the same to him. Get a good run on him. We do have DRS now, as does Lance, so try and get a good run on him on the slipstream. It's just too slow, but down the inside we go. We're not gonna leave him too much room. Push him a bit there. Leave him a bit of room. We get a warning for colliding with him, but we get P9 now and we can drive now in clean air. Finally, after like 3-4 laps behind Stroll, we managed to get him. But as you can see, I checked on the race director and Pierre Gasly is leading the race, Ocon in second and Sainz in third, which is insane. But they haven't pitted yet, as didn't Bottas and Vettel, and Stroll hasn't actually pitted yet either. So at the end there, everything can change in terms of race positions. So Hulkenberg still has a chance at a podium. But let's see now. Lap 10 now. Everyone's starting to make their stops for some reason. Whoever didn't. And we are up into P4, which is incredible. And Hulkenberg is now behind us, as the tires now are feeling really bad. Really need to be careful here on these worn Ultra Softs, because our setup is really bad on the tires. But there's someone else there, who's Ocon, who has went in the pits as well, and Hulkenberg now gets past us. We go try and keep the position there. There's an illegal overtake on Hulkenberg, and he is in P3 now because Ocon has pitted. That is incredible. Hulkenberg is on his way to getting his first ever podium, which he waited his whole life for. And we don't have enough ERS, so we're gonna get absolutely minced into this corner. A bit of contact there as the rage of hand goes up, and we can see Raikkonen fighting with Alonso for race position here. You don't see that happening too much, especially in Alonso's McLaren. And as you can see, my tires are already in the yellow zone and there's 3 laps remaining, but Raikkonen now, we try and block him as much as we can, but he goes down our inside. There was a bit of contact there, as you can see, and we try and hold him off as much as we can. Look how many cars there are behind. Maybe he's gonna try and go around the outside. We're gonna hold him off. Oh my goodness, losing the car there on the exit, and he gets us pretty easily, as does our teammate Gasly, who's fighting now with Raikkonen. He might as well go down the inside, and he gets him. As we're fighting with Ocon, Gasly has got Raikkonen for P4. That's unbelievable from our teammate. Finally, a teammate that can actually fight. You don't see that much. You don't see that anymore in F1 games, but this year they've really improved on that one, as Ocon there goes around our outside and gets us for P7, which we are currently in. And Alonso down in P8. I think he's having the same problem as me in terms of tires, because he was in P5 I think, and he's now down to P7 like we were in P4. So we really need to hold this position on till the end of the race, which is still a couple of laps long on these really worn tires. It's literally like driving on ice. It was horrible. I don't know what's going on with my setups, as Alonso now gets a good one on us and is fighting for P7, and we kinda hold the position off, as we now still on the outside. There's Leclerc as well behind him, and try and block him off as best as we can. And we are now on the straight, looking behind us. Oh my goodness me, so many cars trying to overtake us. We could actually go out of the points if we don't defend well. As Leclerc and Alonso, we go 3 wide there. Oh, it's just horrible now. So many cars behind us want us. We're just trying to block them off as best as we can. It's a horror story, really. Oh my goodness me, it was horrible. Absolutely horrible. The tires, it was like driving on oil. It was horrible, as now there's yellow flags. I think on the minimap I saw a yellow car, so I assume it's Sainz. Yes, it is Carlos Sainz, so I think he was in the points, or maybe just out of the points, so he didn't have a good race compared to his teammate Hulkenberg, who I believe is still in, who I believe is on the podium. But we're gonna see at the end of the race here to confirm that, but it seems like we're still holding off here for P3, I mean P7, but it's crossing the line now in P7. Decent result in Singapore.
Care of the car on the way in.
So, another fantastic victory for the Silver Arrows. So, how exactly did they set themselves apart from the pack today?
Well, they played the safety car to absolute perfection. There are so many factors to worry about once the race is neutralised. The rubber, the space behind you, how much fuel can you save? If you answer all of those questions correctly, you'll have a good chance. That's exactly what happened today.
And here are our podium drivers today after that excellent race. They've excelled here, as they so often do, and it's a well-deserved victory. Mercedes then are on top today. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. Well, the lead at the top has come down after a poor result for our points leader. Now then, Anthony Davidson, who was your driver of the day?
I'll probably go for Pierre Gasly. The team did a good job with the strategy to put him in amongst the pack, but it's the driver's job to capitalise on those opportunities, and he did so with a lot of skill.
And now let's take a look at the constructors' standings. Mercedes have extended their lead at the top of the standings. After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.
The fans really seem to enjoy that. You made it look easy. You're breaking all expectations. What's your secret? You were cutting your way through the field during the race. It looks like you got bested today. What happened there? There was quite a lot of contact today, wasn't there? Great. Well, that's everything.
So that was the Singapore Grand Prix. What a race that was. Hulkenberg, the highlight of the race, getting P3. What a race he's had. Finally, after his whole career, he's managed to get a podium. And our teammate as well bested us today. And he has got, I believe, P4 or P5, which is pretty good to see from him. And we are now getting closer to the end of the season, and I believe now in the next race we are going to see what the rule changes are going to affect. I believe it's going to be engine, just like we saw in in the email.
Think of this one.
I think it's going to be on the engine. So we're not, as you can see, he recommends going for an engine upgrade, but we're not, so because we're gonna lose it still. So there's no use in going for that type of upgrade. So we're gonna go with two minor ones, but will definitely be available for next weekend. So you can see this is our first one. I decided to check about it, which I didn't want to make too many major upgrades because now it's time for the end of the season and we need to concentrate on what we can get race by race. But this is our first one which we get, and then I realized that there's another minor one here, and so I decided to buy it as well, and we are now could potentially be better than Mercedes and maybe even Ferrari, as you can see on the graph, when it comes to chassis. So if you did enjoy this video, guys, please leave a like, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next race, which is going to be Russia. Bye guys.